When you're onboarding a new client to your gym, a lot of their decision as to whether they're going to stick around is going to be made in the first couple of weeks. So we have got to stick the landing. And lucky for you, in this video, I'm going to give you my top 3 tips to supercharge your onboarding so your clients fall madly in love with you and your retention skyrockets. My name is Mark Fisher from businessforunicorns.com. And if you like this video and you want even more guidance on exactly what to do next to move your business forward, head to freegymownerreportcard.com. You're going to get an absolutely free assessment that's going to help you create clarity out of the chaos, out of the steaming, heaping piles of things that you could do, so you get clear on what is the most important thing to work on next to move your business forward. Maybe it's going to be onboarding. Well, if so, today you're in luck because that's exactly what we're covering in this video. There are 3 things that I think are super important to make sure you get the best possible results while your clients are beginning the relationship with you. Number 1, there needs to be something within 24 hours after the client makes the commitment to work with you as a member to give them lots and lots of love. You got to fight that buyer's remorse. Now, my favorite tip here is sending a personalized video from yourself or maybe from someone on your team that's going to reiterate all the reasons why you were so excited that they've signed up to become a member at your gym. You want to touch on the goals they said were important to them, talk on the obstacles got in the way in the past that you've, in your sales conversation, made it clear that you're going to help them with, you're going to help solve just because of the way your gym is organized. And basically, just as they have that sinking feeling that, I don't know if you ever bought something and then you're excited about it and then afterwards you're like, oh no, what did I do? So buyer's remorse is a very, very normal thing. You just want to get out in front of this. And if you're not doing a sales conversation, we should probably start there. So go ahead, down in the description box below, click on the link for 3 ways to improve your sales results. So we're off to a great start, but obviously a single reach out is not going to do the trick. So what I suggest doing is there needs to be some checking in of their attendance and follow up either to celebrate them for attending or follow up and hold them accountable if they're not taking the actions that they committed to you. But ideally, someone on your team or you check in for all new members 7 and or 14 days in, and you catch them right then and there. And that's really important because if you lose people from the jump, if they are not coming to your gym in the first 7 to 14 days and no one's checking in on them, I would suggest there's a good chance that that individual is not sticking around. Now, it's a bit beyond the scope of this particular video, but once you have sufficient volume, it's going to make sense to use some kind of software platform that allows you to automate the notifications to you or your team that, oh, today is the day to go check in on so-and-so. They're 7 to 14 days in. If you have some sort of automated onboarding email fulfillment sequence for new members, which is something worth considering. But you'll note, I'm not saying that's one of my top 3 tips because frankly, I don't think it's as important as the other things we're talking about. But what I do like about it is if you're doing it, you might be able to trigger some automated notifications to then do a manual task for someone on your team. So that's important to understand. This is not an automated outreach. Automated outreaches are not wrong. I'll talk about them in my next step. This is an automated notification to you or your staff to then do the manual task of checking on their attendance at 7 days and or 14 days. And then the third tip is some sort of dedicated request for feedback on day 28 or day 30, and then again on day 60. So keep in mind, you have the first couple weeks where you are really gently, lovingly on top of them, make sure they're using their sessions. Well, we want to do another follow-up in a few weeks. And what we do at Mark Fisher Fitness that can work for a lot of facilities is in fact an automated play. So on day 30 and day 60, they get an email message asking a simple question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with Mark Fisher Fitness's support in achieving the goals you articulated when you signed up to work with us? I'm pretty sure it's a lot less words than I just said, but that's the gist of it. So here's the way this works. If they don't fill that out 24 hours later, they get another email. If they don't fill that out 24 hours later, they get a text message with the same question. If they don't fill that out 24 hours later, someone on our team gets notified to give that person a call to reach out, and the leadership team gets notified we have someone that hasn't responded. Now, full disclosure is people don't fill this out aloud. We often have to get to the phone call. And while that's not strictly perfect, it does give us a chance to check in and see, okay, are they actually using their sessions? And even if they ignore this, because the reality is people don't want to fill out your feedback stuff, they just don't care that much. It's one more touch point that we've done this at day 7, day 14, now again at day 30 and day 60 to make sure, are they using their sessions? And if not, Certainly we can do one phone call, which they may or may not pick up. We might leave a voicemail, but at least we know what's going on with these individuals, and we can have a conversation if and how we want to escalate this to support the individual getting in there. Because remember, if people are not showing up, if they're not taking the actions they said they were going to take on the goals that they told you were important to them when they signed up for the gym, number one, it's bad for your business. They're not going to be likely to stick around if they're not using your services. And number two, it's bad for them and it's bad for your mission, because you got in this gym business to help people, and if people aren't showing up, well, that's not going to do any of you a lot of good. And if you're looking for more thoughts on how to use and gather feedback in your training gym, I filmed another video for you. So go down the description box. I got 4 steps for you that will help you streamline the feedback gathering and utilization process. And while you're down there, maybe give that subscribe button a smishity smash, maybe with your elbow, which by the way would be probably an inefficient way to hit the subscribe button, but I would give you points for creativity. All right, friends, if you enjoyed this video, as always, you can go to businessforunicorns.com to find out more about how we help training gym owners just like you increase their impact, their take-home income, and their personal freedom. I will catch you for my next video where I will be sharing more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and yes, philosophy.